Welcome to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Rocket League, broadcasting from the Boise State Esports Arena. Tonight we find out who will be crowned our final Rocket League champion of the winter season. The Stingrays await in the grand finals as we head into the lower bracket to see who will join them. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer, joined by Colin Junkin to call all of the action for you. Colin, you were here last week, so give us an update on what's led us up to this point. What has been storylines that we're looking at for each of the teams competing?
So far, we have the Lynx and the Mammoths down to the lower quarterfinals. They were pretty easily bumped out beforehand. The Barracudas are still, as always, a pretty dominant team in terms of what it comes to, and I also believe it is the Stingrays who are the team that made it all the way to the, at least not the semis. They are the team that made it to the grand finals. So the Stingrays, the Barracudas, in my opinion, probably the team to look out for. And you know, our first match is going to be the Mammoths and the Lynxes. Gonna see who's gonna have to deal with that beast of a team firsthand.
Well, once again, the teams that we have competing here today are the Wolves, Stingrays, Hammerheads, Lynx, and Mammoths. And as we get ready to head into the lower bracket matches, we want to remind everyone to support your team and celebrate their successes, but of course, be respectful to all other fans. But that's advice for the viewers. I'm more concerned about advice for the players right now, and that advice comes in the form of Doc's keys to the game in a Rocket League. Doc's keys to the game are going to be to create mistakes, punish overcommits, play off the walls better, and demo to disrupt. Doc's keys to the game brought to you by Esports Tower. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank off. We kick off the lower bracket with a showdown between the Lynx and the Mammoths, who are hoping for a better start this week. It will be a best of 3, at least until we make it to the lower finals, and then we will move on to best of 5. So who will join the Stingrays, and who is going to be first eliminated in this tournament? Is it going to be the Mammoths, or is it going to be the Lynxes? We're just about ready to head down to the field to find out for ourselves in the first match up the night. And the Lynxes are hoping to rebound after I'm told they had a rough matchup in the upper bracket.
Yeah, the Lynxes historically, when I first joined on Des, the Lynxes were sort of the dominant team winning out the first Rumble that I personally witnessed, and since then they've had a struggling commitment in these Rumbles. I believe it was the Barracudas that won it 2 of them ago, and I think the Lynxes made it to the semis last time around. So it's definitely been, but the Stingrays and the Lynxes and the Barracudas are probably the top teams that we've seen in terms of it, and the Lynxes have definitely had the tougher of the runs when it comes to recovering teams from fallen champions.
The Mammoths also, as a team, know how to take risks and try to find early leads against the Lynx, so we'll see if that prediction that the coaches have given us will come true. We're ready to head down to the first kickoff. Going to go slightly in favor of X-Foiled. Opsaur is going to miss that. A 50-50 between Moose and Spooky is not going to go to either team. Smurf is going to try to set up a shot on goal, but it's a bit too fast for him. The ball gets cleared back over toward the net.
Smaller touch out to midfield. It's going to be sent by Moose. A double kick that misses. It's going to get switched at 50-50. That's going to leave it back on the midfield again. Smurf is going to get a touch on it. Opsaur goes up the sidewall, looking for another touch. Never making anything of it, but Moose is able to get one touch in for the second. Bounces up the sidewall, switches there, takes over. Looking for the pass to midfield. It's there, and Opsaur going to be able to put one in the back of the game.
4 minutes, 18 seconds, but can only be taken by the Lynx. Second kickoff in favor of the Mammoths. They're going to try to set it up on the near corner. It's going to back toward midfield. Trying to find a shot against Switch, but Switch beats him to it. Going to be chasing up the field. Boyle is going to try to air dribble it, but only gets it as far as midfield. For Yoder pass to go, take the ball for himself. Miss on the pass. Lynxes have an opportunity to clear back.
Pass at midfield, pop to the shot, and there's nobody back inside of Mammoth, and that's going to be an easy passing play for the Lynx. The pop is better than for the goal. Kick off once again, looking for the second touch. Going, gets a good 50, looking for the flop, isn't able to get it as well. Now Moose getting one touch out to midfield, pops the shot, it's just a bit too far outside. Top left control, now Floyd passing play themselves, Switch to cut it off. Once again, Mammoth's caught way off guard. 3-0 inside the Lynx.
I just know that the Lynx can avoid early mistakes. They have the skill to make a run in this lower bracket, and the early game has been very much in favor of the Lynx. Talking about the stakes, and there's one. Some bad positioning by Pop. It's going to allow the shot on goal to go past him and bring the Mammoths to within 2 goals.
Off. Forward, nothing, control the ball. Order pop, a small soft touch from the card. It goes for a second. Spooky off the backboard. There's no good touch from the defender on the side of the Lynx. The shot was not put on net, and there's Smurf putting another one just a bit too high up. It's still the ball in the midfield. There could be another shot. 3. The third one's the charm. So it's going forward now. 1-score game. 4 seconds left.
Shot high in midfield. Takes a shot off the far corner. Back over to Switch, does the back pass over the Pop, who actually gets out of the way of it. That's given up a whole lot of territory toward the Mammoths. Can they take a shot on goal? And they can.
They're able to put it up 3-3. Still 2 minutes left.
Spooky elevates up, is able to take control of the ball before it gets the Switch. Bob answers back to the clear. Elevation up, ball centered. Switch tries to take a shot, but it gets spiked into the ground. Loses all momentum. This game is equalized 3 apiece. Lynx is looking to try to get back into the lead. Yogurt analyzing the situation. Then slow play it, leaving the spur.
Roy to get us off to the play. Not going to too much on it. Moose is going to overplay a bit. Now popping in the awkward position here. The wall is attempting to go over him. He's able to get a touch on it. He's able to get 2. Now we get it on the third though. Smurf is not going to be able to get the touch they're looking for. Pops the signature, looking for the bump. Able to get a slight touch of the defense, but it doesn't matter. It's cleared out anyway. The Demo's going to keep this ball on the orange side of the field. A 15 is going to leave a shot from Moose. Blocked out, beating by Spooky. Now popping once again. The bump is there with the musty flick. We'll be at the 50. They get it. And as you squeeze that ball right in there, 13 seconds left. The Mammoths going to go up 4-3.
1 minute, 13 seconds left. Switch wins that kickoff. Not going to be able to get to the ball before Switch again. shot that is straight though down the field.
60 seconds left on the clock.
To answer back. Takes another shot, bounces off the wall. Pop is able to beat Mammoth to the ball. Attempted redirect off of Moose toward the goal. Another shot on the near post. Oh, just gets it over, spoiled for Mammoth.
Good pass in midfield, is able to get it. Burns is sticking under the ball. That's good 50, now Squeaky, looking for a touch. You know what it did? It might be caught a little off guard. Switch it and get around one, but not around Smurf. He might have a backward pass, so he does get the one touch. Pop with a shot. But no Mammoth defender able to react quick enough. That Pop put one more on the board inside the link. 26 seconds left here. And off the kickoff, this could be an opportunity for the Mammoth to get one again. It is not as possible to get the ball.
Centering shot goes past Smurf and a nice little jab into the goal by Switch. It's going to put the Lynxes at a very comfortable lead now with 15 seconds left.
Goals going to be different than having to come back to, I'd say, near impossible. Trying even the competitive teams to make a lead back from, and an overcommit. Smurf not able to get the bicycle kick. It's going to be one more to boot for the side of the Lynx at a 7-3 scoreline here with the 4-goal lead and 1 second left. Final one counts down. Looks like it's game.
Shot high up into the air. Oh, 3 people committing on that one. A double commit by the Mammoths. Wouldn't have made huge difference this late in the game, but overall the Lynxes have a 3-goal lead ending that game. Are going to be going on to match point in this best of 3. Overall, what do you think is the main thing that teams can improve on going into the second game?
In the beginning, the first half of the game, stop getting caught out in the middle of the field and not rotating back to your net. There is, I think, a combined 3 goals scored just from the fashion. Both teams at least having combined 3 goals scored in that way. It's sad to see, especially on the side of the Mammoths, because that was where 2 of their goals were scored on them by. If those don't happen, that game might be a different story. Honestly, I can't see the future, so I wouldn't really know exactly. But those simple little mistakes are going to catch you off guard a lot.
And there were a lot of attempted passes that just didn't end up going through because the timing was off, and sometimes it just takes a while of just kind of drilling that overall sense of team play together, making sure that you're calling out all your positions, where you intend the shots to go, because, you know, a clear can look nice, but you need someone ultimately to follow up on that. If you're aiming it to where 3 of the opposing team already is, then you're going to find in a few seconds all your work has been for naught.
Yeah, giving up possession is not the best thing to do, especially at a level like this where there's not a whole lot of mechanical being put on display. Sometimes with more mechanics and basic passing plays is all you really need, and that's exactly what he's doing. And sometimes that's all it takes to catch the W.
Murph and the shot elevated up toward middle. So high and off. Right, there goes Moose, but it's not going to be able to get it past Spoil. Head back over to Pop.
Did interrupt there. Ball on the B side of the field, looking at a beat as well. It does get it, gets bumped out of the play anyway. Pop had a shot, slow, posing a real threat, and Switch off the sidewall here. Pop to control it, looking to get the play under. It does happen, and once again, he's able to squeeze the shot through. Quite the impressive bit of play that Pop was able to put up.
God is going to be pinched back over toward the side. Set up and a quick precision-aimed aerial shot from Switch. Puts the Lynxes up to a 2-goal lead.
Somebody's got to go for that ball. They've got it covered. They cannot give time to set up the plays here. Smurf on a bad rotation lets the ball kind of dribble in front of their own net. Luckily for them, it wasn't scored, but Pop looking for the shot. Switch on the ball, looks for a doubles in to get it. There's Moose for the 3rd. Open feet so far. Inside the wings for that offensive counterattack they would have put up there. Now Spooky getting a little bit of a redirect play, and they're switching a shot on net, and Spooky Yogurt after the demo respawn not able to get back in time. The Lynx are going to go up 3-0 here in the match point in this game. They've got to find some type of way to recover.
It's going to go far back over to Lynx's corner. Pepper shot for Smurf. Well, waiting in midfield, a nice pop. It's going to play it over him. Moves over the switch. He doesn't even need the follow-up. The ball trickles in.
Can't be caught in position as being spelled exasperate. Teammates losing another shot off the kickoff. With 3 minutes 16 seconds left here, the hope that the Mammoths had to stay in the series is slowly fading out goal by goal here. And off the kickoff again, Pop and the Lynx are going to win it. Boyd trying to get a clear, almost centers it for Moose. Which maybe have control here. Let's try to get them on target. Going to get a demo anyway. Smurf to get a touch, not a clear exactly. Smoothly looking to recover. Isn't able to get it. Boyd able to fake Pop off the ball. This might be the chance for Mams to put on the board. Demo's going to allow Pop to get a clear and an air dribble. Looking for the flip reset. And save. Wow.
Double commit by the Lynxes. Going to leave Smurf and Spoiled with a shot on an open goal. And now we can get an ever more picture-perfect demonstration of why double commits can bite you.
Yeah, a little bit of bad positioning by the side of, I believe it was Switch. Not exactly from the back post. Expecting something off the wall when there's a shot on net. But it doesn't really matter when you can answer back that fast. The Lynx is going up. Another one with still 2 minutes and 34 seconds left. As much time as I would like to say for the Mammoths to get back to this game, I can also say that's a lot of time for the Lynx to keep going the ball.
Replace it over to Mammoths. Flick up and over to the side. And yeah, it just seems like the Mammoths are really chasing the ball rather than defending it.
They're not really putting a lot of quality touch on the ball as well. I mean, the ball sort of gets near their net and they're not, we talked about getting a good clear, and while it's not perfect all the time, sometimes it's all you can do. The Mammoths not able to do that at all. It's just going to be a free net every time for the Lynx. 8-1 is just like dominoes when you can get a good touch.
2 minutes left, pretty well decided at this point. Spoiled is going to take a shot up past mid, try to get the second touch on the air dribble, but it gets away from it. Yoder goes flying past the ball. Spoiled. Gone back into the corner. Gets demoed. He's left chasing after the ball, as well as Spoiled. Try to set up a play for his team. All of the Mammoths, though, moving pretty far up the field. Spoiled is the one to rotate back. Possibility for a shot on goal, but at this point, don't really need any more. It's just 1 more minute till they will be confirmed to be going on to the next round.
Even so, it's going to take a miracle for this Mammoth team. So far, performance-wise, they don't really expect them to come back with 7 goals here.
60 seconds left on the
clock. Either take the Lynx and really underestimating them, but the Mammoths, flip the switch and put into peace right now. The pass on the back of it, able to get a soft touch, keep it in the corner here, now moves the shot down, it's off target. Lucky not going to go back in the back of the net. The point on the board for the Lynx here. A little bit double team here, Spoiled and Smurf not able to get quality touches to get the ball cleared. Or not able to get a quality touch as well. Once again, Smurf going to have to play the ball over one. Not able to get the flick play, now Pop has to play a little bit of defense. Which is going to be able to get the ball way past the Mammoth defender.
Pop, play off the corner, right in front of the goal, and it's going to be an own goal, in fact, by the Mammoths. It's kind of a stick a fork in it moment because we are done.
8 goals, 9 seconds left to do it. It's near impossible. I would call it not even a question. To ask it, and Moose just rubbed his more salt in the wound. 1 second left, leading by 9 goals there. And for certain, the Lynx are going to be moving on. Next round. And yeah, just put another one on the board. Might as well when you have so much free real estate to work with.
Well, you know, Colin, going at it alone can only get you so far. Ultimately, if you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. And Esports Tower really takes the time to create teams of well-matched teammates and improve those teaming skills. Shout out to the coaches, and for those of you watching who haven't checked out Esports Tower clubs, you should. It's a fast track to rank up. So a pretty easy lead for the Lynxes. They're keeping their chances alive, but now they have to keep on going in the gauntlet of matches that they have before them, going up against the Wolves next. We'll take a short break before we get to that match, and we'll be back with more Esports Tower after this.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Home is where you hang your hat, snuggle up, hide out. Home is when you're with the ones you love. It isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. At Idaho Central Credit Union, our home is Idaho. We grew up here, and we're proud to help more Idahoans with their home loan than any other financial institution. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe home is where you make it. Idaho Central Credit Union, looking after your daily balance.
Back to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Rocket League, broadcasting from the Boise State Esports Arena. The Lynx have stayed alive up into the lower bracket semifinals and now will be taking on the Wolves. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer, joined by Colin Majunkin to call all of the action for you. And we'll get shortly to the next match, Colin, but before we do, we also just want to take a little moment to showcase some of the players who have moved on from Esports Tower and have shown the initiative to move on to college and have thus been rewarded with scholarships. The Esports Tower Club members who have graduated from their clubs and have been offered scholarships across the country. Over the last 3 months, Esports Tower Club members have received over $4.5 million total in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard on their in-game play, but also academically and have earned these scholarship opportunities. The players that have received these scholarships are talented, hard-working, and we cannot be more excited and proud to see all the opportunities these players are getting. Now we're ready to head into the match of versus the Wolves, and what can you tell us about the Wolves right now? What are people saying about them?
Mainly about the Wolves. After their loss to the Stingrays, they want to get into it, right? It sort of, you lose to a team that's made it all the way to the grand finals, and it was, while the Stingrays sort of took it handedly, it just ultimately was something you want to get back into the fight because they're so close. They're on that edge. They're on the teetering edge of really making it back and potentially on the cusp of showing it back to the Wolves. And they got to get through the Lynx once again. But honestly, from what I saw from the Lynx, they are a quality team. They are able to put points on the board. But against the Mammoths defense, it was sort of lackluster. So I'm a little more interested to see how the Lynx are going to handle with perhaps a team's a little more well-rounded, especially in the rotations in the quarter third.
As we can see the full picture, whoever wins this next round is going to be moving on, compete against the Hammerheads, and then from there on, the Stingrays, who have blazed through the bracket this week, last week actually, and are ready to claim the finals this week. Before we get to this particular game, however, we also want to give you Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League. That's going to be create mistakes, punish overcommits, play off the walls better, and demo to disrupt. It's brought to you by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Well, can the Lynx keep their grand finals chances alive? Or will the Wolves be the one to move on to the next round? All our questions ready to be answered as we head into this next game. And this one is actually going to start out to be a best of 5. So the first of those matches that we see here tonight.
Yeah, starting early, the best of 5 is what we transition to. And traditionally, as a competitor, I like them. I think it's very easy, however, to get into the best of 5, I think. And a little bit of AFK action right off the bat. That's going to be Papasaur with the card change. Put the Lynx up one more.
Actually looks like we're going to be doing 2-on-2 for this particular Rocket League round. So tell us a little bit more of the differences of how you got to play when it's just 2 players.
Compared to 3v3, really quality players have had a lot more room to work with here. And you can't really fake or make a whole lot of more mistakes. That last player that you're missing allows so many mistakes that you make a rotation from first and second man to be made up for as a third man. With one less player, you have to be so much more committed to the ball. And when you finally do decide, hey, I'm going to commit to the ball, you cannot hesitate. You need to follow the plays for you. It's the fundamental part of 2v2 that makes it a little bit more fast-paced, in my opinion.
Pop is going to try to center it, but it gets cleared back over. He's going to hang back past the be able to stop that clear. He's going to get one demo, so there's just one left for the goal. The follow-up attempted. It's not going to be found for the Lynxes. Smurf on the counterattack. It's going to be kind of flipped off over to the side. Which going to be kind of trying to beat the defense on the front post. He's going to get one shot over it, play it past the one. See another Lynx trying to rotate back. It's Pop, and he's going to be there with the save.
Especially with faster shot, seeing a little bit more of an open net. I like the intent to Bruce is eventually going to get a 50. Looking for the second 50. He's going to win both of them. Moving the ball over the corner. They're going to pay with their life, though. Pop almost able to redeem it. Rotation back, moving the ball around. Does get it. Is there a cut by Papasaur? There is. Now the backward pass. There's going to be the Lynx going up 2-0. And the Wolves 0 scoreline.
It's left high up in the air. Comes in on the side. Wait for Pop. He's out in center. He's going to try to redirect it. Try to get a narrow shot on goal. It works out. And the Lynxes go up 3.
Papasaur and Moose are able to find these angles and these shots in between these opponents. We saw it last year as well. They're executing to the same level of perfection as this series. If they keep that up, I see no reason why they aren't able to take it out. An amazing defensive play. They're able to stop Switch's goal. Once again, a double commit. That's an open net for the Wolves. The Wolves are going to be able to take it. Their first goal of the series. A little bit of life reads into this game for the side of it.
Pop is going to chase the ball over to the side. Get one touch on it, but that's going to be the one to find. Which is going to be going for a bit of dribbling down the field. Can Pop get to it? He's a bit late, and the follow-up is right there from Smurf to bring the Wolves to within 1.
A really beautiful dribble to an air dribble. I feel like the key point of that was I don't remember exactly. I think it was Smurf that had the dribble opportunity. Had so much time to set that up. You realize how slow they are driving there. And I talked about in that 2v2 scenario the difference between threes is in a three you can kind of play that slowly because you're going to have at least 2 points that are already back, hopefully for your sake. But for the side of this 2v2 game, we've got to commit to those players who are dribbling a lot faster. What do you think is going to happen?
Very high up in the field. Just gets demo. Switch, not able to win that 50 from Pop. Spikes it off the ground. To his teammate. Clear back to the goal. Just going to try to stop this clear. It's above him. Takes the ball back. How the Lynx is all their play.
A little bit of observer lag. That's on the player side, more or less on our side. More than anything. There's about a minute left, minute 15. Pop is going to be able to find the beat and find an open net and put the Lynx up one more goal for his last time. Another very comfortable lead. They got that sort of buffer zone that they can rely on now, and Moose trying to put a shot on that, increase lead one more. It's going to be able to make it, but Pop is able to follow up. Seems like a fake that scared off the defenders, and now they have a very comfortable buffer zone of 3.
Playing the ball towards midfield. Pop with the shot. It's going to be going up high. Gets demoed right after that. Lose. Gets in front of his own goal. It's up to Lose. Double touch. Moves in and is unable to quite hold it.
Pop will get 150. Now get a second though. David's going to pop over the head. The Wolves attacker. No immediate threat here. He's going to have a little bit of air dribble play. He's going to opt for the shot onto the backboard with the pass. Moose is not able to follow through here. Now a very open net inside the Wolves not taking advantage of. And with 20 seconds left here, they've got to find a goal right here, right now if they want any bit of chance to keep it alive. It might be the opportunity. Open net.
Lynx is going to be ending the first game with another comfortable lead, 5-2 in this instance. Have possession of it. Like always around the game will end. And there we go. First game in the books, and the Lynx is looking to be the stronger team when it comes to the 2v2 game.
Yeah, in terms of the 2v2, I'm curious as to see if the 2v2 will keep going or if it's just a one-game type deal. Honestly, it's a little refreshing to see a different gameplay style than a 3v3 because 2v2 is such more of a solo play type beat of game. You're going to see a lot more room to play around the ball and have this 100 boost almost all the time. If you manage to boost manage yourself correctly, you're able to find yourself having a lot more opportunities to create an actual solo play and a mechanical one at that, which I think the Lynx players are going to be able to consistently do that. I haven't seen that from the Wolves yet.
We'll see if they can gain their footing back. Drive this to at least a game 4. Lynxes go off 2. Could be another 2-on-2 and a quick goal towards the Pop.
Same exact players, no substitutions. I imagine it's one player's not out, so these guys can it out and go to a 2. Just one touch over the pass. 50 there. Pop might have his touch. Trying to get the drift play around. He didn't make contact. Nevertheless, just a fake here and a lot more room to play with. Smurf is going to fake the commit there. You have to be caught off guard. Luckily, one switch is back in the right position to make a play here. Run in midfield for Moose, and he's going to be able to play easily over Smurf, but Switch is able to get back in there.
Pop. Plays. Dribbling it slowly over, just brute forces it past Switch. It bounces off of the back post, however. That's an unfortunate moment for the Lynxes, but they still maintain the lead.
It feels like to me, a pretty slow level of gameplay in terms of from both sides as well. They're going for these very thought out, 50-50s and mechanical plays, which I'm interested to see if one team ends up taking the prerogative and playing very fast. What that can do to them, what advantage it gives them. My humble opinion, it might help the Wolves catch Lynx off guard, and that fast commit might be the key to it. It's saved. Right over the wrong side.
Very up high. Off, 50. Switch. Flying past it.
Gets a flick. Does get a flick. Bumped out by Pop though, and a commit by Smurf. A little bit too late as the 50 stay in the orange side. Irish Pop is through with a solo play, able to get the ball around Switch. Switch still recontesting the ball, able to get a 50 on the ground here. Smurf inside while they're looking what to do. Position out, Moose is able to get a 50. Give it an orange side here, now it's up to Switch. Switch decides not to elevate with Pop. A little bit of fake and sends Smurf flying, and Pop able to get the ball around Switch. And with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left, it's a 2-goal lead that the Wolves are going to have to keep worrying about. If they start playing a little faster here to the level of Lynx, they're going to be left in the dust.
Cut off in the corner. Swerve. Oh, that's going to have the shot just be a bit too narrow. Might be cleared out by the Lynxes. Blocked by Swerve. That's a possible shot here. It's not able to click it inside. It's been kind of a passing back and forth in front of the Lynxes goal in the last 30 seconds.
Bob now with a 1-on-1 situation. It's saved out by Smurf. The ball almost going right under Switch. This could have reset by Moose. Now off the sidewall. Smurf has a lot of room to work with. Just be able to get the touch they're looking for. Now Switch is get a 50. Play the ball slow. Trying to take it up the sidewall here. He's able to quite get it. Now the pass trying to get over to midfield to Smurf. Smurf looking for the shot. He's able to get the 50 is the question. Switch able to follow up. That was the shot. They were going to be testing the demo on Pop. No shot by Smurf. Can't believe the Wolves score this game.
Shot off the ball over. Pop scoring a demo. Switch pushing. Oh, nice play by the defense. They have allowed one shot to go past.
Open edge. Trying to play on Pop, isn't able to get it. Now Switch getting one touch on the sidewalk. It could be dangerous as Moose gets the beat. Switch leaving Smurf in a pretty bad position there. Having to make an emergency commit. He's not able to get the beat in time. And now a very comfortable lead. About to go to even more comfortable. 4-0 with 50 seconds left. Honestly, these next 10 seconds if the Wolves don't score a game, I would count this game to a victory over South Kansas.
Flying pass. Off is unable to press it away from the Switch. Shot into the back, pass over to Moose. It's going to be another goal for the Lynxes.
Not a whole lot of mercy being spared over the side of the Wolves. The Lynxes defense, the Wolves are making a lot of basic mistakes in the 2v2 games. But it's absolutely horrible. Lynx able to pull an absolute advantage of Moose. Realizes they got beat. He's able to get a really smart bump there. Now it's Pop with the solo play potential. Nobody in the back of the net. Hits the crossbar. Looking like the best defender out there right now for the Saddle Wolves. Switch not able to get any kind of play going on. That's the final seconds count down. That's the game.
An even bigger margin of victory than we saw last time in this matchup. The Lynxes certainly seem to be losing no momentum. And the Wolves it's looking more like they might not get that playoff match that they were, that rematch that they were so looking forward to. The coaches say they've been working with the Lynxes on identifying when the opponent isn't threatening on their possessions, and it really was, the Lynxes are showing that they're a team that can not only get some great shots on goal, but a lot of that last game was just kind of waiting out a lot of the Wolves' shots.
Yeah, and that's the difference between a 3v3 and a 2v2 is in a 2v2 almost all the time your opponent is going to be offensively threatening in terms of, especially when they have as much room as the Wolves are allowing the Lynx to have. There really was not a whole lot of aggression in terms of we're not going to give you the time to have possession. We're not going to give you the time to develop these plays and these passing plays and solo plays. They just didn't seem to do that. So if they're not going to do that, they have to treat every possession as threatening because that's just what it's going to be. If I'm the player on the Lynx, I'm just going to take my time and develop my own play. If you're going to allow me to, and yeah, in a 3v3 sense, it might be a little more different because not every possession, not every play is going to be threatening when there's 3 players on the field. 6 total.
5 minutes, and we are back on to 3 apiece. Might have just been a connection issue for those 2 games. The show must go on. With that 3rd player, that might just be the deciding factor for the Wolves here. They're showing a bit of life.
Watching go up as well. Players are introduced into the mix. They're trying to go up the sidewall here. Taking a shot on net. Now, Pop. Trying to do something here. Moose is going to have to get a saving touch. How do we get past? Able to get a boom onto the back here. Tony able to get 1 down. But it's still dangerous here as that touchdown led to Pop. Tony's going to be able to get a save.
Right.
It's a bit confusing.
I'm not even going to address it.
Yeah,
now it's just what I really need to focus on. And Moose and Pop working together to put another shot on goal. Follow up by Switch. And an equalizer found right at the 4-minute mark.
So far, even off the bat, Moose and Pop just look to be completely different teammates right here. Taking on the quality shots that we're not able to see. The 2v2. A lot of faces so far, not able to get any good possession. Pop trying to get one around off the sidewall. Is there a follow-up? There's not. The Switch now has 100 boost. Playing sort of shadow defense, going to get a touch on the wall. Is able to get it. That's going to be 50. Doesn't go through, but nonetheless, the ball is put to the corner where Moose is going to get a bit of an air dribble here. No third touch follow-up.
Switch is able to win that 50, but is not going to go past midfield. Trying to find their footing. Right. Hit by the Lynxes. He's still going to clear. Possible goal mischief. Pins it off the wall. Shot back toward the goal. It's going to go off the backboard. Right in front of the goal. Pop tries to take a quick shot, but it's wide off to the right.
A little bit of a back pass. Moose is not ready for it. The Pop is, as they've already pre-jumped it. Wow, and what a save. Let's have Wolves defender. Now Pop trying to get the 50 to stop whatever play was attempted to be developed here. Trying to get a touchdown. Pop taking a shot on net. Then Tony's going to get the save, but Moose is elevated. A little bit of soft touch over to Pop. Now Pop on the backboard here, looking to get a bump where Demo is able to get it. But the other Tony's going to be able to clear.
Makes the play toward Pop. Pop doesn't position himself quite right. Shot is a bit awkward. Gets cleared all the way back to mid. Shot by the Wolves. Trying to dunk it down. It's going to be successful in that regard. Wolves now go up 2-1.
Beautiful double touch. Nobody really on the backboard there able to play any kind of defense here, but it's not quite over for the Lynx. They're able to find 1 more goal here. They definitely most had the opportunities. They just find the quality touches. They had it before. That first one pinch, two pinches, gonna ping pong the ball back and forth. More inside of the field. Just looking to get something done. Loose. The touch up and elevated. It's gonna be an easy clear for Tony. Switch. For pass at midfield. Not able to find a friendly. Pop was there, but not a good touch to put on net.
Pop is standing right there against the save. Back. Field Pop. That's the play. Double touch.
Play off the side while there, wasn't able to get it. Now switching Tony. Also getting a fit here. Tony on the other side of the field almost gets a beautiful move shot into the net. Not able to convert it into their goal for their favor. Now Pop on the offensive, lifting on the touch, and switches there to make up for it. An awkward position for the Wolves to be in. And a shot that was going to be by Bruce. Easily deflected for the Wolves defense here. Now the touch in midfield, leaving it quite open. Switch, able to get him on the back foot, but there's no backboard defense. Pop is able to come in the clutch. Now 30 seconds left. It's going to be a shot on net, and it is. The Wolves now getting quite the lead here. Getting comfortable.
Have to be quite a rally at this point. The Leafs claw their way back. Up and shot on goal by the Wolves. Blocked. Get one past the Wolves. Stop the sound movement. Unless they can get a goal at the last moment here, we will be going to game 4. And that's going to be it. Once things changed over to a 3v3, it seems like the Lynxes were very much a different team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the Lynxes sort of turned out to be a different team as well, and sort of the Wolves as well. The Wolves able to take that at the end of the day. It's pretty big considering they had it and they kept going with it, but they're slowly kind of losing it out there just a little bit. And that's just sort of how 3v3 ends up working out. It's a completely different game mode. What you can end up being a beast in 2v2s, if you get introduced from a 2v2 game to a 3v3 game, they feel completely different. And a lot of times, what a lot of players describe it as is feeling a little more claustrophobic. Not a whole lot of room or not having a whole lot of boost or opportunity that they have in a 2v2 sense. So it's a completely different game mode in my mindset.
Would have to be a reverse sweep at this point for the Wolves to bring it back. So we're going to head into game number 4 and see if the Wolves are showing a bit more life now that we are back to standard 3v3, or will the Lynxes be able to pull off a win and move on? Okay, we have just gotten a note from production that the names were actually swapped.
Mm-hmm. So it was the Wolves.
So it was the Lynxes that won 3-0.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. So yeah. So the Lynxes end up taking that series.
Alrighty. Well, that answers our questions right there. We will move on to the lower bracket finals, Hammerheads versus the Lynxes after this next break. So don't go away. We'll see who faces the Stingrays after this.
Idaho Central Credit Union, looking after your daily balance.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Home is where you hang your hat, snuggle up, hide out. Home is when you're with the ones you love. It isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. At Idaho Central Credit Union, our home is Idaho. We grew up here, and we're proud to help more Idahoans with their home loan than any other financial institution. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe home is where you make it.
Welcome back to the Boise State Esports Arena. We're currently bringing you the Esports Tower Rocket League Rumbles, ready to move on into the lower bracket finals. And this is going to be the Hammerheads versus the Lynxes, who have made quite a run for themselves in the lower bracket. Who will move on to face the Stingrays? We're going to find out right now. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer. Joining me to call the action is Colin Majunkin. So, Colin, we see that the Lynxes are a team that really has several changes last week against the Hammerheads. They're excited to get another shot at them. And based on what we've seen from them this week, I think those changes are working out for them.
Yeah, definitely. They look like a very strong team, especially even since that 3-0 sweep that they had last time. But the Hammerheads are a strong team. I mean, they're that team that ended up going against the Stingrays right now. That was a pretty close matchup, in my opinion, that the last time I saw. So, and it's probably more than anything that the Hammerheads want another shot the Stingrays at well. So they're definitely not going to go down this fight willingly, and the Lynx are going to have to find a way to beat this beast of a team that is the Hammerheads.
As we take a look at the matchup, whoever wins this will go on to the grand finals to face the Stingrays. In terms of everything that we have lined up, I think that we still got a whole lot of Rocket League left to play, so we are going to head into the action as soon as we can to see if the Lynxes have worn out in their rally at all, or will they beat the Hammerheads, move on to take down the grand champions, the Stingrays, get a chance to show themselves that maybe they were knocked down to the lower bracket a little too soon and still have a lot to say. Here we go, going up against the Hammerheads. State, Area, and Sicko ready to play.
State and Area are going to be that duo that's pretty strong last time. You're going to keep an eye on here. Definitely think each other plays a lot here. Sicko now getting one touch, looking for the elevation. Moving past player State. State and Sicko almost getting the faking play together. Sicko's going to be credited for the goal, and that's Hammerheads nearly 20 seconds in. First goal of the series.
That was a great follow on that air dribble. And put a little bit more pressure onto the Lynxes. Coming here in the lower bracket finals now. Trying to step up to the plate. Take a shot back toward Hammerhead's goal. Clear back. Hammerhead's on the counterattack, setting it up, but Sicko is not quite in the right position. It's going to be left to State. 2 shots off the backboard, a third off the crossbar.
Just now got to take a play here, not able to get anything out loose. One more touch here, getting bumped out the play, no real follow-up. Hit it from them, and now Sicko off the backboard there gets a pitch. State's almost in the third position to receive this ball, gets one touchdown. Elevates a little bit of a double commit there. Sicko is able to get back in time, able to move the ball one more time. Area elevates, still gonna get the touch. It was there, but the shot was just a bit off. Now State once again looking for which flip reset. It would get as a completely demoed off the play.
pass over to State. Area back to Sicko. Shot off the wall. Area back. Off the corner. And the shot is just going to go off far to the back post.
They're able to get a 50 boost. Was looking to get the defensive play as well. Not able to get it. Switch. Good passing play is able to get it. Now Sicko getting one more touch on the side here. Now his area. Able to get one touch over Switch as well. Sticking with the ball. He's able to get the pass over to State. State with the banger of a shot. Dead center in the lower quarter of the goal. Is able to put this one more goal lead for the Hammerheads here. Beautiful passing play for this team.
State is a very talented and accurate player. Secures the second goal for the Hammerheads. And now with 3 minutes left, are going to have to, I would say, make a goal in maybe the next minute or so, or else I would probably think that with the way that the Hammerheads are playing, that it's out of their range. A little bit of gutsy position for me, but with a shot from area on the Hammerheads, redirected off the State, I'm going to stand by my words even more now.
Rio's a comfortable lead to beat by, and yeah, I would say we're going to see the Lynx activate a little bit more and wake up in a sense if they want to keep this game alive here. It is a best of 5, so you can most definitely lose the first game and still feel a little more comfortable here. But like I sort of said in the pregame, the Hammerheads are a very strong team. They win against Stingrays already. The Stingrays and the team are in the grand finals right now, so you got to step it up. And just so we say that, Switch able to find somehow an absolute banger of a shot. Then we're going to pass around to Hammerheads.
2 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first game. Kickoff. Leave the Hammerheads chasing after it. Moose shot high, up and on near post. He's only going to be credited for just one shot on goal. Area tries to start a clear going. Oh, this possible play for the Hammerheads. Officer gave up a lot of territory moving back toward his own goal. Sicko with set up, State. Oh, he doesn't elevate soon enough. That's going to be an opportunity gone for the Hammerheads. State can make it happen here with one final shot on goal. Tries to dunk it down with the help from area. They've got it. They're now up 3.
Beautiful follow-up play. I see Area get a really good touch, and State's able to get another beautiful double touch as well, but just hits the crossbar, and Area able to hit that drift button a little hard, able to stick around and make a cut. Stay with the play here in the Hammerheads. Minute 46 seconds sticking here. They're up by 3, and the Lynx have only answered back with 1 goal so far. State? Oh yeah, that was State and Sicko making double point there. Popped a lot of possession here. Might be able to get the beat on Areas, not able to do it. Now Sicko has to step up. Isn't able to get the touch. Leaving the play out for Moose. Moose can play a little bit slower here. Areas able to get the disrupt. Not able to get the second touch as well. Sick off the sidewall again. Now pop the shot. Looking for the double. Switch not able to get the closing out touch.
Area's going to leave it for State. Shot doesn't go through, however, and this could be an opening for the Lynx as the Hammerheads pretty far rotated up. They're a little bit slow responding, but they are still able to get the shot on goal. Yeah, I was thinking that the Hammerheads might pay for the overextension.
Yeah, nobody really challenged Pop off the sidewall here. You see this elevation happening. Pop making a really smart play not to go for the solo play that the Hammerheads have been doing all game, but instead go for the passing play. Moving out to work out in their favor much more. Area gets the flip reset, isn't able to get a shot on net. Under 50 seconds left here. Switch might be putting another one on the board, and they do. What was such a comfortable lead the Hammerheads had, they're sweating a little bit more as it's only 1 goal difference away from tying this game up.
It's classic, just Sicko is the only one left in the realm of midfield, and he's left chasing after the ball. The Hammerheads just need to just take a breather here and make sure that they have one person hanging back in the case of a counterattack. And State is going to be right there, reads the shot. Area tries to get the save. It's blocked by Moose. Sicko, a pass open side. It's not to anyone, however. So he's going to happily take that, put it right in front of the goal, and tie things up.
State trying to be a little bit too fancy here with this touch instead of opting for, you know, sticking with this ball or even getting better positioning. In fact, Emily switch an open touch and pop on a really fast follow-up. All of a sudden, this game is tied up at 26 seconds, but you know, even with 26 seconds left, it's definitely a lot for either of these teams to do. As State's looking for the follow-up. Still good shot on that, but it's blocked out by Switch.
Another shot by Area, stopped.
The bump by I believe Sicko actually helped Pop get into defensive position to stay there, and Sicko able to barely get this like baby of a touch over the last Link defender. Moose and Pop just pushing too far up. 1 second left. If Lynx are not able to recover here, it's going to be a heartbreaker.
Teams are still going to have a chance. As long as the ball doesn't touch the ground. Grounded, however. Just have to make their way back across the entire field. They're not even going to do that. And that's going to mean that the Hammerheads win that first round. Definitely seemed like the Hammerheads were a team that had just a little bit more of kind of that technical skill locked down in terms of just dribbling and passing. But it kind of was almost made completely irrelevant by the fact that multiple times they had bad positioning on the field that let open goals be scored.
Yeah, I think more than anything, the Hammerheads got complacent with their play style, especially on the defensive third. A lot of the goals that were scored were just uncontested passing plays in midfield that you could see a Hammerheads defender just sort of sit in a net. A couple of the passing plays got through too easily. There was one goal that was an over rotation, and that was the pure cause reason why it happened. And I think if they keep staying complacent like that, they're going to keep getting scored on, and each and every game's going to feel that long. But I think if they just keep their foot on the gas, score as many goals as they can, and keep a solid lead, then I think they have a genuine chance to, well, you know, they've already won game one, so they're only 2 games away now from moving on to the grand finals.
Now we're going to head into game number 2. This is the closest that we have seen this match so far. Most of the games have been decided by 3 goals or more, but now it seems we're into something a bit more competitive. Knockdown, drag 'em out fight to see who is going to make it to face the Stingrays in the final Winter Rumble of 2023. Here we go, first kickoff.
Off the sidewall there, Switch in the touch over, keeping in the corner here, looking for a second one. Get a little bit of love tap there in area. He's gonna find the slot in the bottom left bin. Nearly 11 seconds have elapsed in this game so far. The Hammerheads go up with 1-0 lead.
Does they make sure even with these positioning mistakes that they just don't allow the ball to get taken away from them, then their play in the offensive half is really good. Area is heading back, however. That's a nice play. Stop the clear. State now waiting. They have to deflect the shot off to the corner. Now Moose sets it up. Professor not able to follow up.
Saying a little bit back pass there, setting himself up in the midfield here. Area's going to try and steal the spotlight a little bit. State getting 100% here, looking to get a clear, is he able to get it. Sicko's going to be able to recover. State getting a demo on Switch. Lessons weakened. Ability for an offensive confrontation there, but Switch able to get back easily, looking for the read. Was on target, but it's stopped out. Sicko able to get a 50 here. Now Switch has to deal with 2 Hammerhead attackers here, not able to get the 50 or the clear. Still no offensive progress made for the Hammerheads.
Oh, double commit on that shot is going to leave a pretty easy counterattack for the Lynxes. Area knocks it off to the side. Switch moving in. That's right in the State. Nice pinch. Way back over to the Lynxes territory. buy the Hammerheads a bit of time.
Pop a bit of pinch on the ground. Sicko's going to be able to get a soft touch, keep in the corner here. An easy clear for Era. Era sticking up with it. Looking for the flipper set. Doesn't need to get it, but it's no threat on shot. Shot on net. An easy clear for Pop. It's what could be an easy answer back for Switch. And here's a pass to midfield, and Moose is able to get a great follow-up and keep this game at a scored lead. Nobody.
There's no one kind of rotating into the ball rather than chasing it for the Hammerheads. Kick off slightly back over to the Hammerheads full. State's going to be left defending. He gets a shot. It's going to pass it to Sicko up the field. Pop is able to stop that play before any follow-up.
They're going to be able to go down in the air, getting one more touch off the sidewall here. Not a very great clear, still leaves it in danger if the State might have a shot, isn't able to get up the side. Now Sicko, once again, recenter off the wall here, opting not to go for it, letting State get in touch. State looking for a flip reset, was able to get it, but was blocked out. Not going to have any more luck with that play. He's going to bump off that play and might have to read, doesn't need to read. A little bit of three-piece confusion, the Lynx own net. He's got an own goal here.
Nice play off of the ground. I think actually that was kind of a, an unexpected goal. He just got to dust himself off after a bad angle like that. Area though trying to keep the Hammerheads momentum going is going to put a shot on the goal. State is now chasing it back. Field is going to have to get out of the air area, takes it on the ground.
Quality touch, was only able to get one and only 6, trying to make a read off the sidewall low piece. They're looking at their 50, stop the ball from going to the back of the net here. Now Erie has to elevate before getting beat. Pop is going to get the beat. There might be a shot on net. Sick is going to get a quality clear. Area now off the sidewall, looking for the pass, and State falling up quick. Going to put the Hammerheads lead even more comfortably large than it was before.
Two members hanging out on the front post, one facing the wrong direction on the back post. There's no time for reply from that shot on State. Now I think this is the real test that we see, whether the Hammerheads, I was going to say, can maintain good defensive positioning and go right off the bat by the Lynxes to put that in doubt.
Yeah, State not making sense of the leads there, leaves them absolutely out of position. Inevitably, that 50-50 off the bat was going to be really hard to defend for State, so you kind of have to pick a side and hope you get a defensive play or save the ball within 6, so stick with the ball. Nevertheless, the Hammerheads still have a 1-goal lead here with only about a minute and 10 seconds left. I wouldn't say the Lynx are definitely out of it, but they're going to have to find one really quickly for the Hammerheads to gain the Lynx back. Switch is going to be able to get a clear, stay with it, get him a click, keep it in one area, clearing off to the side, Pop to keep it in the blue side of the field here, looking for the pass and a touch on the ceiling. This is going to be able to get it.
Sicko a shot high up, back toward Lynx's goal. Centering. Sicko puts it right into the wall. The ball falls back down into the near corner where the Lynxes can corral it back. That's a shot by Popsor, blocked by Area. Area now takes a counter-attack. Sicko to State. Oh, nice play, but it's just a bit to the left.
Double commit right here. Could be a shot on net for Moose. A little bit off. Is Pop going to get there in time? They are not. 5 seconds left. This definitely could still be a goal as Moose elevates. They get off the ball, missing it. Now Erie's going to get a bang clear. Pop is the last man. State to get one more touch out to the midfield. As the ball touches the ground. That is the Hammerheads taking game 2, pushing this series to match point.
They were just hanging on there by a thread for a little bit. It seemed like they might lose their 2-goal lead after the Lynxes got a very quick kickoff goal. They were able to recover, find the footing underneath them, and now they will go on to a match point. And overall, the Lynx, the coaches have been working with the Lynx this series against the Hammerheads, trying to stay cool, not letting little mistakes cost them games. And what do you think kind of is maybe one of those little mistakes that might be leading to these losses they're taking?
We obviously some double commits there that happen. I think some of the smaller things that end up happening. There's not a lot of backboard defense in this game, and the previous game as well end up happening a lot. And honestly, just the quality shots as well is not amazingly there from the side of the Lynx. You can definitely tell the Hammerheads are taking faster and better play shots and a lot more mechanically higher level shots as well. So I think, honestly, if they clean up the defensive side and rotate, you said it earlier, I think rotating into the ball instead of rotating with the ball is a really big concept. It's the concept of rotating back post. I think small things like that can end up making a difference. Your also quality of touch has got to improve. You can't simply just sort of ping-pong the ball back and forth in the field or just give up possession.
You need to be calling where your shots are going so that you're not just shooting it into an opposing player. Right now, next kickoff on game number 3. Going to have the Hammerheads defending, but they managed to recover. Shot over to Pop, goes flying over area. Pop does pitch it off the ground, back toward Hammerheads goal. Follow up by Switch, just goes way off to the side.
It's opportunity. The Lynx didn't move this game by a goal or two. They're definitely going to be rich when they scored that one so early on. Sig able to get a 50 off the dribble there. Switch is able to get one touch, keep that ball going to the corner piece here. Stay with a little back pass over to Sig. Sig to get a bang. Aries in the backfield looking for a touch. Isn't able to get it. That Switch is going to be credited with Sig.
Off the score, places a shot back towards the corner.
Oh!
Area stop it, going past mid. State with the shot. Area is now rotating back for a follow-up. Sicko gets a touch on it, but it's not enough. Hammerheads are able to put a delay on that counterattack for long enough. They're able to rotate back and get some defense. State, demo switch. Double commit on that shot from the Lynxes. 50 wins it.
Get a 50 here. Both Pop and Switch. This is the demo in the net. You're not going to find anything. State's able to get a bang. Pop in a really awkward position here. Got to make a touch down to the corner piece. Play a little bit slow. Ball camp's right not there to get a good three on the ball. Switch not even get a touch as well. Let's get a 50 off of State there. Who's trying to center the ball, get a passing play going here. Pop backwards flipping. Puts them out of the play. Now Switch going to take a shot. Sicko has beautiful card placement, a little bit of luck on their side to keep that ball from going in.
Switch, ready to pass over State, and uncharacteristic fumble on State's part.
Yeah, definitely something that's such a basic mistake that I think almost all Rocky players, I imagine even pros make it every now and then. In fact, I know that sort of make it every now and then. And it's just one of those things that you get so stagnant there. I think if State ends up chasing that ball, not letting that play through as well, they end up finding that. But Stick's going to get a really good demo there. Might lead State to get a shot off the corner wall. Really good bounce. Loose able to get a clear there, but Stick elevates. Looking for one more off the sidewalk. A little bit too low to make it happen. Now Pop and bang. Aries going to have to elevate and keep it over to the corner. He's going to be able to do that. Off the air one more time. Pop shot. 2 defenders in, but now are going to be able to do it for the Hammerheads. That's 60 to the pitch.
Right out of the side. Plays it past State. Back. Area on back post. Moving it up. It's at 50. State can get a shot on goal, and he does. Beautifully played by Hammerheads.
I did see the 3 plays. He makes sure the flip commit. Yeah, Switch makes this commit over-rotates on the commitment there. That flip sort of just throws them completely out of rotation, and they get caught off guard for it. And that's going to leave State to get a goal here and equalize out the game. I feel like the first time we've really seen a game out of the series stays this close for this long. Especially having been, I think, what, like 2 minutes before, or been like 3 whole minutes before the Hammerheads even scored a goal.
State elevates up, gets a touch on it, puts it off to the corner where Aria's waiting. Aria's going to get it past Switch. State back in the field, going to get another save.
Oh! Moose finds them out of rotation and not enough ball control here. Yeah, Sigo just pushes the ball a little bit too forward and ends up being upside down on the field. Moose taking 100% advantage of that. 2-1 here at the minute 15. The Lynx for the first time in a while have the lead and are looking to go for it again. But Sigo quick to equalize it from the past period.
Really an all-in play area. Hangs back to cheat on the kickoff. Sickle with fresh boost from the corner. Drives it in. Completely resets the game in just the course of a few seconds. And now we've got a little over a minute to decide the winner.
Very with pre-possession here and a lot of boosts to do it. State's going to elevate it well. Getting the flip set off the ceiling. Ooh, a triple commit from the side of the Hammerheads. With 2 of the members quite low on boost, Aria's able to get a touch and be a menace in the scoring defensive line. Boost able to get a clear here. State's going to have to flip. That flip to get back in time. Sigo looking for the 50 in the clear. It's going to get beat up by Moose and pop shot. It's barely touched out. Not gonna put the root.
35 seconds left. Sickle plays it past Moose. Big opportunity. He sees it and gets into the lead with half a minute left.
Pretty good shot by Sig. Doing a bit too much with the upside down the flip, but I like it. Nevertheless, you get the job done. You're gonna put another point on the board for your team. However, though, it's only 1 here and still 30 seconds left. If the Lynx have proven anything so far in this series, they are going blow for blow with the side of the Hammerheads here. An Area does get a fake on Pop. Looking to get it around Switch. Switch to get a soft touch, keeping the midfield here in 6. Going to go in and clear it out for State.
Sickle an extra, or hanging back on midfield. Both of them converge onto the ball at the same time. Just have to make sure they maintain possession. 10 more seconds. Not allow this counterattack to go through. Ball hits the ground and the Hammerheads eke out a win 3-0 to move on to the grand finals. Facing off against the Stingrays. So looks like we're going to have a very interesting grand final setup for us here.
Yeah, essentially a rematch of what was, I believe, the upper semifinals as well. So
well, if you want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like team general managers and game producers and pro athletes, and join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to our industry insights, and with our featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. We can also take a look here at the bracket that we have. Hammerheads now moving on to face off against the Stingrays in the grand final. Overall, we have been getting through today pretty quickly. We're actually a bit ahead of schedule right now, so if production does wish, I think it would be best to kind of give our voices just a little bit of a break before we get into the grand finals. Yep, we got the time to spare, so we're going to go to a break and be back with the finals. You're not going to want to miss them. Please stay tuned.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Home is where you hang your hat, snuggle up, hide out. Home is when you're with the ones you love. It isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. At Idaho Central Credit Union, our home is Idaho. We grew up here, and we're proud to help more Idahoans with their home loan than any other financial institution. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe home is where you make it. Idaho Central Credit Union, looking after your daily balance.
Welcome back to the Boise State Esports Arena, and we are just about ready to crown our final champion in the final Esports Tower Winter Rumble. It's been a great day of gameplay so far, and now it goes down to the Hammerheads versus the Stingrays. A rematch, I think, that we have seen from earlier in the bracket in the winners finals. The Hammerheads went up against the Stingrays, dropped down to the lower bracket. They fought their way back up to the grand final. I'm Jacob Palmer, joined by Colin Majunkin, to all of the action for you here today. So now we get to the final match, and before we get in, just what about the Stingrays led them to secure this grand final position?
From what I can exactly remember, they're everything that Hammerheads did, just a little bit better. They pretty much were that just a little bit better team that ended up squeaking it out. I don't remember exactly how close it was. I think honestly it might have been a 3-0 in the favor of Stingrays, because I think the Stingrays have a very mechanical team with them as well, which is sort of the theme we've seen a lot. Is we've always really seen a very mechanical team that I think it's from like the Barracudas as well, is the team that comes to mind as well from past Esports Tower Rumbles. It's a very mechanical team. They just need to make their passing plays happen, and they become a very deadly three-piece. And I think the Stingrays are all that. They are very deadly mechanically, as well as they're able to make their passing plays connect. So, yeah, they're that same deadly combo of State and Area, and then that sort of the State and Area are really good combo off each other, and then you have this sort of dangerous solo player that is Sicko.
Well, let's get into the action and see how this grand final is going to turn out. Stingrays versus the Hammerheads in the Esports Tower Winter Rumble. It's going to be the final one of the winter season before we move into spring. So final chance for teams to make their case for why they should be placed into a good roster for the spring season. Kickoff is going to go slightly in favor of Sicko. Sketch. Gonna wait to see the play before him. Essentially, boss. Leaving it up past the field. Sketch following in the passing lane. Gets the shot. A nice flick is blocked by Area.
Wise can be a really good 50 here. Leaving State in the net. Safe to get one touch. Sketch take a shot. Sicko's able to get the defensive play as well. Wide to cut it off. Essentially, boss putting a shot on net. Is their fob. Sketch making a really beautiful read. Wow. Make sure that ball gets secured, and they go up by 1.
Nice job. 4 minutes, 28 seconds left in this first game. The next kickoff by In favor of YY, he wins it. It's going to go right over Sicko. A lot of territory gained for the Stingrays. Area now on the counterattack. Deflected by Essentially. Sketch plays a pass mid, plays it off the wall. Now going to take the shot on front post, and Essentially with the follow-up is following behind him to get the Stingrays into a second goal.
Yeah, I see. Okay, so yeah. Area makes the rotation, having full faith that State ends up getting the defensive play, sort of not realizing that State's in a very awkward position. And even if State gets a really good 50, you probably want to be in position to be a defensive emergency measure. It's going to leave the Stingrays to go up 2-0 in a really good pop play. Sicko's going to be able to deflect it. Area getting one more touch, but Y is in great position to do something with it. Y getting one touch off the ceiling, looking for the read. Doesn't have the boost to do it though, but they're just running around, trying to be a little menace in the back.
Sketch gets the ball taken away from him by Sicko. State moves up. One touch. Set. Oh, right to Essentially Boss, who gets a shot back toward midfield. YY is unsuccessful in that clear. Sketch hangs behind to be the saver.
Really good two-piece demo from Y. Gives Sketch a really big opening. Sick is able to make a really good clear there. Essentially looking for a touch to be able to get it past one, but Sick is there to catch it. Sketch to get a 50, leaves his ball in the blue half. Sicko now looking for the flip reset touch. Essentially Boss to get the clear on the ground level. State's going to have to do something defensively here. Owens gets demoed by Essentially Boss. A little bit of open net, a shot by Sketch. It's a bit too high. Hits the crossbar. Now Sicko has a lot of free real estate. Scratch that. Nevertheless, Erie's going to be able to clean it up.
Yeah, the Stingrays didn't really have too many double commits as a result of that. They just moved too far up the field and were caught in an inopportune time. They still maintain the lead, but things have gotten a bit more interesting with about 3 minutes left.
About 3 minutes left. Essentially, Boss gets bumped off, but Sketch is going to be able to get a 50 as well. Essentially getting once again bumped by Sick. Sick now getting 3 wheels on the ball right there. Now to get the fourth. Get the flip and set there. Area getting beat. A shot potential by Sketch is missed. Area to recover though. Beautiful shot placement by Essentially Boss, able for the top left bins and to put the Stingrays back in a very comfortable lead position here at 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
Aimed very well on target, upper left corner. Next kickoff. State's going to get to it. A lot of time to spare. Seems like the Stingrays are more or less slow playing this one.
Really good clear here. Sketch to get one more. 50'd out, and now YY slow it down on the wall. Sick to get a really good pass, but Sketch is going to get the clear. There's not a whole lot of room for the Hammerheads to move in their back third right now.
YY goes up the wall. Oh, and then able to set it up. Essentially, with the flip forward, leaves it for Sketch. Redirect off Essentially. Sketch with a shot on goal. State's left to defend. YY gets demoed. A two-piece from Sicko. Going to buy the Hammerheads a bit of time. Try to make a shot on goal.
Boss trying to get it over Sick. Isn't able to get it. Now Y elevates. A little bit of bump. A pass over to Essentially. A shot off the side. Oh, what I thought was going to touch the side. It's actually the perfect placement. 2 for 2 on the placement of his top left bins for Essentially Boss. Looking dangerous out of this midfield.
It's a hat trick secured for him as well. Now the Stingrays are just at the margin of securing this. Hammerheads still have enough time to theoretically bring this back. Sketch with the save. Double commit. Moving up the field. Saved by Sicko. To get the Hammerheads back in possession. YY steals it away from them. However, it's right in front of the goal. Drops down on the front post. And is going to head back over to them.
Alright, State looking for the air dribble. Is he able to get it over one? Are they able to beat Essential? Essential with the beautiful backboard defense. Isn't able to get it. Now Sketch with the double demo. Essentially Boss trying to get a cut on the ball and the shot isn't able to do it. State able on the backboard rotate. They hit the 50 with Sketch. Now essentially Boss has control of the ball. They're going to steal that control. There is one back for the side of the Stingrays. Isn't needed as YY is going to slow it down in the corner and get a clear. That could be an open net on essentially trying to secure the goal. Ends up putting it off target.
30 seconds left, and I would say the Stingrays have pretty much secured this. State's going to try one last move up the field. Doesn't quite go anywhere. Off the wall area, shot toward mid, double touch, pass to Sicko, and they managed to get a goal. 12 seconds left.
Wow, what a really good pinch here. I feel like this wasn't exactly coordinated, more of like a spring of the moment type thing. Really good pitch. Actually, I don't know if I'd call that a pitch. I think Sicko was just getting a really good redirect shot there. But, I mean, with 12 seconds left, they've got to put 2 more on the board, just like that caliber of a shot. Essentially does get 50, keeping the ball in the midfield here. Sicko's able to do something. He might be able to put 1 more point on the board. So with 3 seconds left, it looks like it's all for naught, and the Stingers are going to take game 1.
Good start from the team that positioned themselves well to win this. Remember, they've already faced off against the Hammerheads of Run. Stingrays have been waiting and watching all this time. And the question was, you know, sometimes, you know, when there's a long break in between games, do you get cold, you know, off of a hot streak? But I don't think that's really a factor here. The Hammerheads only played 1 game before this. They were waiting for a long time, and the Stingrays seem to have not lost any sort of beat.
No, and the Stingray, I feel like the really good thing that I saw of the Stingrays for this game is a lot of accurate shots. And that was more than anything off of the third man as well. It's more than anything important as a third man to either secure and contain the ball if your other teammates have committed, and to make sure that they have time to rotate back, or to make a really accurate shot, because that's really the only 2 choices. And essentially Boss did that 2 times for the 2 times that I saw them as the third man taking a shot. It was really well placed, and it's hard for, I would imagine, for the Hammerheads to recover there. But I also just saw a lot of solo plays that meant nothing. They didn't make any goals, and it was close, but close isn't good enough against a team like the Stingrays.
We're going to head into game 2, see if the Stingrays can bring this to match point in just 2 games. Best of 5. Off we go into the first kickoff. Sicko wins it, but YY in the traditional follow-up position is going to be able push it back toward the Hammerheads. Area tries to clear. The goal is open, moving up the field, and just misses it. That is an opportunity thrown away.
100%. Sketch is going to be able to get a boom of a flick here. Sicko now to get the touch. It's recentered by Essential. YY now getting the pinch inside. Well, here's Sketch. Getting a soft touch, looking to maintain control of it. Still in by Sick, though. Essentially wants to take a shot. Sketch trying to get a redirect. Isn't able to get it. Now there's Area looking for the backboard pass. Sick! Being the ball just inches before it into the goal. I think it would have been one anyway. But just making sure you secure it. Doesn't hurt.
Early lead for the Hammerheads. Stingrays can always bring it back. And a nice cheat by YY for an early shot on goal. Area puts it back to center. Sketch, shot on goal, bounces off backboard. Follow up from Sketch, also too high. YY's going to have to be chasing after that ball, heading up against State. He gets demoed. Ball bounces in the corner as Area takes it toward the goal, trying to slip it in, doesn't get it.
What was a shot as well that would have for sure given them a comfortable lead. It was blocked out. Now State trying to do something with it. Needed by Essential. Essential not getting the flip reset near the wall. Doesn't get the ball to really go anywhere. In fact, sort of hurt him. Luckily, Sketch is able to get it clear. Sicko able to get a really nice touch. Leaving it out to State. State to get the 50. Trying to get the shot down. Essential was able to get the backboard defense and clutch. State once again go for the 50. A lot of offensive pressure from the Hammerheads. They just have to make sure that they fall through with it as a shot by Aries is a bit too wide. But Sketch gets the save credit for it.
YY moves off into the corner, but isn't able to keep on dribbling the shot. Area passes over to Sicko. Redirect toward the goal, just a bit too far up and to the left. Sketch Gets demoed. A lot of heavy demos coming out by the Hammerheads.
Yeah, it's not particularly a bad play style as well to get good at. It can be really destructive and really annoying to deal with, and essentially Boss isn't able to get the redirect touch, but is able to make the read off this corner wall bounce. Actually, was sort of a ghost touch. And is able to just beat out Erie with his ground bounce. Just like that, the Stingrays are up. Or not up, they tie the game at 2 minutes and 43 seconds.
Take off to the side. State passes to area. Caught on goal, possibly from Sicko, but he's too far back to take advantage of it. Sketch puts a shot onto goal, and it's going to roll right in, and Stingrays have gotten back in the lead.
Getting the beat here, really good touch on the sidewall here. Sicko just a few seconds late there. Area not able to rotate back fast enough, is going to be beat out, and now the Stingrays have secured the lead with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. The Hammerheads have definitely woken up a little bit, and they have the scoring potential to do it. Essentially, Boss looking for the pass down. Sketch was there for it. They're not able to convert on it. Now Wide trying to get a beat on State off the back, but this could be dangerous. The Hammerheads able to take a shot, but it's going to be off. Now Sig trying to get the reset off the backboard there, and Y's going to get a clear. What was a miss? It's a shot by Y. 3 goals now completely denied by the crossbar and sidewalls for the Stingrays' defensive goal.
YY back down to the ground. Price, maybe a ground pinch, but the ball's just had a habit of rolling into the Hammerheads' goal so far this game. Almost does so again. State comes in, and YY with the follow-up. Fortunately, the shot by State there had no momentum.
State not able to get the quality clear they're looking for, leaving the ball in that midfield here, and it's an easily convertible goal by YY. Now all of a sudden, what was a Hammerhead's lead at roughly about 3 minutes has turned into a Stingray's comfortable advantage here, and Y able to get a defensive play, caught the defenders on the side of the Hammerheads, over-rotated Sick on the other side of the field. Just not able to get back in time. You see Erie just a bit too far up. Essentially, Boss is able to get the final touch. A 3-goal lead with about a minute 30 left. Are they out of it? No, not by any means, but it's going to be quite the climb up a pretty tedious mountain to come back with this game.
YY setting the shot up. Area elevates. Now on goes to State. Sketch steals it away from him. Up into the corner. A little over a minute left with the Stingrays maintaining a pretty comfortable lead for the time left. Just got to make sure they don't get scored on here. Sicko puts one shot onto the goal. Sketch is unable to get it past mid. 1 minute left. Actually, Boss, that's a shot that I wouldn't have expected to get that far, but it does. Sicko's going to have it stolen away by Area.
There by the side of YY. Sicko getting a touch onto the midfield. Disrupted a little bit by Sketch. Sketch looking for the bump. He's able to get it. State's recentering it. A little bit of open field, a lot of free real estate. Only one back. Essentially looking for the demo. Is able to, I think, gets the bump. Never leads to YY getting the goal here. Maybe we get a better perspective here. No, it just looks like the threat of the bump was enough to push Sicko off of it and get a bad 50.
At this point, it seems like the Stingrays have enough of a lead to coast right in on to game 3. Real huge worries for them at this point. And a whiff there by Hammerheads opens up a possible other goal. Sketch isn't able to get it, but at this point, just the side control is more than enough for the Stingrays to move on over into game 3 and claim this. Ball hits the ground. It's going to go up for one final play. YY trying to maybe get just one more feels-good goal. It bounces right in front of the goal. Not wouldn't have made a difference. Stingrays in very good control of that match from beginning. Well, I wouldn't say in the beginning. They were behind 1, but they soon rallied after that, and after their first goal, they didn't allow anything else past.
Yeah, once they got 1, then it sort of just turned into they just sort of woke up a little bit more. And I think what it was like 2 minutes without them, 2.5 minutes without them scoring a goal, something like that. But yeah, once they sort of woke up, then it just felt like the Stingrays, or I'm sorry, it felt like the Hammerheads just couldn't recover after that. Then it was just like goal after goal after goal, and time again, the Stingrays are able to find an opening that they're able to take advantage of. And I mean, that's what a winning team has to do. And I think if the Hammerheads want a way back into the series, they're gonna have to replicate that same strategy. We saw the demo derby come out from State as well, which I don't think is necessarily a bad gameplay style. It's actually a really good one, in fact. But I think one of the things that has to be taken into account is a term called demoing effectively. You don't just demo to demo anybody. You have to sort of demo somebody that's of value to a play or of risk to saving a goal or putting a goal on net. So I think if it turns into less of sort of a headhunting game and more of I'm going to demo somebody strategically, you might end up being really annoying and really hard to deal with.
Well, the demos were usually on to people who were carrying the ball themselves, so I mean, that can theoretically lead you to some good plays, but the problem is that the Stingrays are such a good team on following up that they just always had that second man there.
Sick out of possession of the ball. Is going to boom it away, giving the possession over by Sketch. Sketch now getting one flip over another. Sick getting a demo on the third man here, leaving Y out middle nowhere. Once again, State getting another demo onto Sketch. Both those demos are going to be for naught. Essentially, Boss is going to be able to get a clear, and State getting a touch, easily recentering it over back in just what is sort of a back and forth session right now between passing the ball between sides. Nobody's quite put any threat on goal yet. Taylor's going to be able to get a clear over to the midfield. State looking to get something. Area getting one more touch. Wise slowing it down just a little bit, another 50. Keeping on the midline. It's demoed out. And Sketch might win quality touch looking for.
Sketch is unable to beat Sicko on that 50 area. Leaves it for State. State possibly was there to redirect, but he whiffs on it. Goes back over to Hammerheads. Sketch now moving in, and he flies right past it. Sicko now left with an opportunity to clear, passes it to Area. They move like a unit, but essentially Boss is right there to stop all of that forward momentum.
Getting one touchdown, could be shot by State, and it is. Once again, they're going to take the early lead. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left, but this is looking like the same. Could be the same story that was right in the last series as well. It's now just up to the Hammerheads of keeping and extending this lead that they have now gained.
Coaches said they want the Hammerheads to find ways to score early, not let the Stingrays get any momentum. And one goal hasn't been a threshold to secure a victory early, but two goals is. We'll have to see if they get it. And there's a lot of double commits coming out from the Stingrays to defend. They're going to pay for it, and Hammerheads get into a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, becoming stagnant in net here. Once again, a double commit and not getting a quality touch or a quality clear here. And that's a really good shot placed in by Erie right there. Putting the Hammerheads up 2-0, just what I was talking about. They got to keep extending this lead if they want to stay in this series and in this game. But Sketch is going to get a really good flick onto the backboard. Is there a follow-up? No, but there's a really good defensive play by Sicko. And Erie looking for the follow-up. There's a shot, but Sketch is going to be able to save it. State looking to keep this ball in the orange half.
Sketch moves it to center for essentially Boss, but a bit of interference from the Hammerhead doesn't make the play go. Sketch hanging out midfield, breakaway shot for essentially Boss. He comes at it at just the wrong angle, however, and it buys just a few seconds for the Hammerheads to regroup. Now they're on the counter-attack. Sicko wins that 50 versus YY, but the follow-up is whipped. The Hammerheads in what could have been a 3-goal lead, still leaving the door open for a Stingray's comeback.
Very good clear by essentially Bossy. There could be a follow-up here if Sicko's not able to get a good touch. They are, and they're still sticking with it here. Able to get the ball around Sketch as well. Getting a pinch, giving the ball over to Y, but that's a really interesting touch that sort of leaves out in the midfield. Stingrays able to recover on it, and the shot is blocked by Sicko. And also the follow-up as well, the bump by Sketch. Leaving Area out and State in a little bit awkward position, though they're able to cover just fine. The 50 is going to stay in their possession as well. Essentially is going to have to get one more touch to eventually get the clear.
YY shot on goal, off the crossbar. Bit too high. Missing an opportunity like that might just cost him, but Sketch with a two-piece for himself. Beautiful play in area, just in time. The hero for the Hammerheads.
Those hero plays have to come in, especially in a situation where the Stingers are going to put quality shots on the net. Another shot by State is blocked out by Essentially. Now Erie with a lot of room to work with. YY is going to elevate, get beat out. State might have a shot. There's the one put on net, but it's saved out by Sketch. Sicko, not a lot of boost to work with, but State and Area do have a lot. State waiting for one more touch here. He's going to go ahead and beat out, and with a minute left here, they've managed to hold the Stingrays out to a 0 lead as Sicko's going to play around 1. And a triple commit could be dangerous for them right now, though.
Yeah, I think the Stingrays are showing just a little bit of nerves, but it is still going to be possible for them to tie. The nerves are on both sides as that's Hammerheads rotated too far up the stage. Leaves a wide open goal. Less than a minute left to the side.
That was a very sketchy series as well. On the right side, their boost was completely low for each three of the players. Now Sketch out the backboard there. State would get the backboard clear. It is there. Sending the ball to the midfield off a pinch. Wyatt played around him. Area's going to get one more touch here with the 1-goal lead. They want to get one more to keep that goal lead comfortable. Sicko gets 50'd out, leaving the ball over by Y looking for the pass out in the midfield by Essentially Boss. Essentially Boss gets one touch, messes up Sketch a little bit. Now a bad rotation series could be held here. They're at a lot of control of the bump on Y. Leaves a lot of open room for mistakes. Essentially Boss getting another 50, and a good 50 by State. It's keeping the Stingrays on the back foot right now as we get to 10 seconds. Something's got to happen to keep the Stingrays in the game now.
3 seconds left. As long as the ball stays in the air, there's still a possibility for an equalizer. Shot is taken toward the goal. Area deflects off to the corner. Doesn't touch the ground. But Sicko, one shot, gets the Hammerheads a victory. And this is the first time tonight that we have seen a win go over to both teams. They have been all sweeps up until this point. But now gets the chance to maybe the Hammerheads. I think the coaches were right. You know, once they were able to put some pressure on the Stingrays, it seems like the Stingrays are a very momentum-focused team. And if things don't go their way and they're up against it with a minute left, they can start making really bad mistakes.
Yeah, and I think definitely on the side of the Stingrays, it was weird because they were able to get momentum last match as well. And I think it sort of was one of those things of there were two specific goals where a hero play had to come in, and there was definitely a hero on the side of the Hammerheads that was able to get it done, and eventually save the ball from going into the net. So somebody's got to make those heroes type saves, and the Hammerheads stepped up that game. Now it's just a question of are they able to keep that momentum going, and are they going to be able to keep this and push it to a game 5 here, or are the Stingrays going to close it out in one more game and end it on 4?
Well, the benefit of the Stingrays is that they have plenty of times to talk with each other, go over their strategy, and maybe their coach can give them some advice as well. The State is putting the pressure right onto the Stingrays, right down in front of their goal. YY is there. Soccer rule is going to work out in favor of Stingrays as now they're on the counterattack. Area tries to find a clear, passes to State, and is knocked out of the air by Sketch. Double commit by the Stingrays, though. Maybe not all of their issues have been worked out.
Good demo by Area on the Y. Essentially, Bot just going for the headhunting. Trying to get the demo on State there. He's able to get it now. Area with the pass over to State, but it's left in the corner here. And now Sketch getting a really weird 50. Might be looking for the pass back off the sidewall. Opts not to go for it. Now Area with the shot. Doesn't quite get it. Now Y taking a shot. Might be over the head of 2 players. Not over Sicko, though. And now a second shot by Essentially isn't going to miss this time. Just barely getting around State.
You have to see where everyone's positioned. This is the second time also we've seen State just kind of hang out in the goal. And he's been great in a lot of clears, but it's been a little bit more of a shaky situation when he's trying to elevate directly above him.
Staying back post can definitely help that out a little bit if you get a proper read on the ball and react in time. Now here's Area getting one. Nobody elevated to quite contest besides Chelsea Boss off the backboard. He's able to get a really good pinches here with the sidewall and somehow keep control of the ball. He's going to send the ball flying over essentially the top of the goal. But it's all planned for naught because essentially Boss is able to fall up once again off the pass to the sidewall. And that's the Stingrays going up 2-0 with 3 minutes, 33 seconds left.
Next kickoff, chances for the Stingrays to build up an almost insurmountable lead. We haven't seen too many 3-goal leads being blown. Almost was a little while ago, but the team that ultimately had the lead still managed to eke it out by 1 goal. And a whole lot of defending going on for the Hammerheads. They're not going to try to counterattack. An Area gets demoed.
Double commit right there. There was a triple commit on the side of the offense, and it almost was a chance for the Hammerheads to counterattack and get one on the board here. State looking for the angle off the sidewall. Isn't able to get it. Why not able to get the clear as well? Essentially, Boss is going to be able to keep it in the blue corner. So is Sick. Sick reading a little bit of a misread, but get demoed for it. Now essentially Boss with one more touch. A double commit. Sketch is able to elevate, get bumped off the ball, and Sicko is able to get a clear. It's a near shot put on net. It's controlled by Y.
YY trying to move up the field, but Sicko takes it away. It's a double touch on it. State is demoed, however. There's no one really to set it up for, except Area. Area is getting played over right now by essentially Boss. Ball runs right into State. YY loses possession of it, so good break for the Hammerheads. State tries to redirect, but whiffs on it.
Looks for the touch off the ceiling. Is able to get it though. Area's going to be bumped off the play. State is going to be able to get one touch and get done. Area is able to get a touch on the ball. That could be a really bad situation for them as YY gets the demo on the defensive player there. But is able to get the ball up on the touch. Now Sicko elevates, gets touched by an opposing car, but isn't able to get bumped at all. Stone wall and wide now, but a pretty open net. No, gets demoed, isn't able to get the flake, and now Area has a save. And gets one touch off the sidewall over to Sicko, and Sicko looking for a passing play to start developing here. Gets good 50s to the sidewall, a double commit. Oh, it's saved by Sketch. The follow-up's not in time.
Sketch is there to bail off the Stingrays after what could have been a disastrous mistake. Sicko is going to put another shot on goal. Sketch pushes it off to the side. Picks up some boost, moves around the corner. Now YY shot on front post, saved by Sicko. Elevation up, Sicko unable to dribble it. Bit of a ping pong back and forth.
Net passing play starts to develop. It doesn't happen. Gets cut off early into midfield here, and the ball gets slightly cleared out. Y is going to get a soft touch over the corner here. Area looking to pass it. 48 seconds left. The Hammerheads have got to get something to develop here. They have a lot of offensive pressure, but no real threat from a shot on net yet. It's just kind of all around the loop around of the corner piece here, and Y is able to get pinched at the side of the wall, lose possession of the ball. Essentially, Boss is able to recover a little bit. Now our State looking for a solo play off the side of the wall. Gets beat by Sketch. Sketch might have a second touch, isn't able to get it. Sicko looking for the back pass here. Now Area down in the middle. Six able to recover. Stopped up before we get a goal. Now Sketch in a really easy clearance. Only 2 goals left and 5 seconds to boot. It might be like the Stingrays are your final winter Rumble champions.
And he looks to be the case. Even if a goal was scored right now, it wouldn't be enough. State passes it over to Sicko, trying to make one good final showing. The ball hits the ground, and the Stingrays are going to be your Winter Rumble champions to close out the winter season for 2023 Esports Tower.
What a series. What a series.
Well, if you want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured Rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. Now's the time where we get to discuss who we think a player of the game, that tip of the hat should ultimately go to. Now, if I remember correctly, essentially Boss did have a hat trick earlier on.
Yeah, I definitely do think essentially Boss is probably definitely the top contender for the list in terms of just raw scoring potential. I guess I'm gonna have to go with somebody from the Hammerheads, and I'm gonna go with Area. I think Area was a pretty solid performer overall for that team. Honestly, everyone on that side of the team was pretty strong.
Yeah, anyone from the Stingrays could be up for it, of course. We saw a great comeback from the Hammerheads, and we saw them for more than one game, so there's just kind of the more plays in general to draw from. But it's ultimately going to be going over to State. Esports Tower, MVP, and definitely a driving force behind the Hammerheads.
Yeah, for seeing those two series as well was definitely a key component to beating out Papasaur. And like I said, State and Area played really well off of each other. So they were definitely a deadly combo. And State was one of the more offensive final striking forces of that combo as well.
Well, tonight's player of the game is brought to you by Esports Tower. If you want to hone your skills and prove you have what it takes to play at the next level, then you should head on over to esportstower.com and sign up to be a part of the action. State is going to be the Esports Tower player of the game. So we're prepared to close out the match here tonight. Colin, do you have any final thoughts as we end the Winter Rumble season?
Not much. Congratulations to all the team that played. GG's. Keep your head up and just keep looking forward to the next series. You guys got it. It's not the end of anything.
All right, congratulations to all of our teams for a fantastic Winter Rumble season of Rocket League. The Stingrays and the season as the champions. But you're going to want to make sure to join us next Wednesday as we start off the spring season. Everyone is going to be gunning for the new championship title. But for right now, we'll leave you with the top 5 plays of the game brought to you by Esports Tower. If you want to improve your game and take your skills to the next level, then you should sign up at esportstower.com. And, of course, the free starter club for Rocket League is your way to jump into the action right now and improve your skills. So thank you for joining us tonight. We'll leave you with the top 5 plays of the night. Tries to dunk it down with the help from Area. They've got it. They're now up 3.
Beautiful follow-up play. I see Area get a really good touch, and State's able to get another beautiful double touch as well, but this is the crossbar, and Area able to hit that drift button. Isn't able to get it. Now Y elevates, a little bit of bump, a pass over to Essentially, shot off the side. Oh, what I thought was going to touch the side. It's actually the perfect placement. 2 for 2 on the placement of his top left bins for Essentially Boss. Dangerous out
the hat trick secured for him as well. Ball Area, shot toward mid, double touch, pass to Sicko, and they managed to get a goal. 12 seconds left.
Wow, what a really good pinch here. I feel like it wasn't exactly coordinated, more of like a spring of the moment type thing. Really good pitch. Actually, I don't know if I'd call that a pitch. I think Sicko just getting a really good. But I believe Sicko actually helped Pop get into defensive position to stay there, and Sicko able to barely get this, like, maybe of a touch of the last link defender. Losing Pop pushing too far up. 1 second left. They win against the Stingrays already. The Stingrays are in the grand finals right now, so you've got to step it up. And just to say that, Switch it will find somehow absolute banger of a shot. Pass now